Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking in for a daily Move Swiftly thought, giving you a perspective on teamwork that you will not get anywhere else. All right, so I'm not sure if they debuted this commercial this weekend, but it was the first time I saw it. It was Apple. It was the Apple commercial promoting, iPhone. It was the iPhone commercial. And it was promoting the iPhone 14, and they were promoting the feature, the actual action button. And I'll put it in the video, but let me briefly describe to you what the commercial was about. The commercial was a black mother. It was at some type of a race. It was a black mother, and it was a race in which she had her son. It was clearly her son. Her black son. It was in a race, and she pulled out her iPhone, and she's recording the video. She's recording the race the entire way through. And if you watch the video, you see it's almost like the old story, The Tortoise and the Hare, where the race was, the tortoise was kind of slowed down, and a slow and steady wins the race. And when you watch the video, you kind of get the feeling of, okay, was the fact that the mother was there supporting the son throughout the race is why he ended up winning the race and the whole thing. I mean, it was such an incredible commercial, and it was such a triggering one for me, because you kind of see how the iPhone and why Apple continues to win every single year. They do not change products. They simply add features that are going to cater to the customers that are already buying their shit. All right, I'm telling you, I saw that commercial, and I immediately thought of my sister and my nephew and all the videos that I get from them every single time, he accomplishes something on the court, and I could see tons. I mean, listen, I've been in this business for quite some time now, whether it was my time as a high school football coach, whether it was my time as a boxing trainer when I was training kids, whether it's my time now as a teacher, you can see who they're marketing to. And what I want to discuss with you guys about is, when you're in business, this is why they win. I'm telling you, this is why they win. It's funny because even at the learning center, the center that I currently teach at now, the entire center is filled with Apple products. And I remember seeing that commercial, and I was like, yo, you see, this is how they win. They do not necessarily change products. They just add features to make it so their consumers and the people that are already buying their shit are just going to keep buying it and just make their lives a little bit easier. All right? Make sure you understand that when you're in business. Like, even I'll use myself as an example. I teach boxing lessons. It's the same thing I was offering back when I lived in Maryland, back when I coached high school football. I had the entire offensive line coming out every Saturday morning, working some boxing lessons. And then when I actually learned how to do it, learn from an actual amateur boxer when I was at 9 round, it's just adding services, making it so I'm better at my craft. It's not about adding more products. It really isn't. All right, adding more products cost more money, and you got to have margins, and there's all sorts of things that go on with that. But when you look at the companies that win, like the Apples, like the iPhones, like the iPads, like all of this like the Amazons, right? All they're doing is adding features. They're adding features to serve their actual core customers, so their core customers continue to buy and continue to buy and continue to buy. Just last week, right? Just last week. Was it last week? I think it was like last week. Yeah, it was last week, right? I had to go and buy. I just bought a new iPhone myself, and the old charger was not working for the iPhone, so I had to go buy a brand new magnetic charger, and I haven't had a problem since. So it was all about upgrading and upgrading and upgrading. Take that into consideration, all right? Take that into consideration, because I remember seeing that video, and I was just thinking of the amount of mothers, the amount of boy moms that I have, that I've crossed paths with in the past. Also, the amount of boy moms that I serve even to this day, all right? So really take that into consideration. Don't necessarily worry about creating new products or anything like that. Just continue to add features that are going to serve your current clients, serve your current shareholders, serve your current consumers, all right? Speaking of all that, speaking of all of this, everything I just spoke about, makeyourmove.com. That's makeyourmove.com. It is a one-stop shop. There's sports marketing lessons on there. There's the Move Swiftly podcast that you can listen to on there. There's all the Plus LY merch. There's a one-stop shop for all your teamwork and self-development needs. All right. Aswand, let me say the website again so it's clear. makeyourmove, makeyourmove.com. Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.